The federal government has committed now to a Royal Commission on Veterans' Suicides after several months of sustained pressure from those who've served and their families. The inquiry, which Scott Morrison says will be wide-ranging, will work alongside an ongoing commissioner. Joining me live now is veteran and Liberal MP Gavin Pearce. Gavin Pearce, you spoke so passionately and eloquently about this on the floor of the House of Representatives. How do you feel almost 24 hours on from that announcement now?
Well, good morning, Laura. It's been an incredibly long road, and it's a road that's been filled with a lot of emotion. And in my case, it was a 20-year career that spanned over 2 decades for me in the military, as well as my work since with ex-service organisations, including RSL and the like. But I can tell you, it was a relief, Laura.
And what do you hope this does bring? I mean, we see inquiry after inquiry and sometimes nothing ever changes. What needs to change here?
What I want to see with this particular inquiry is the ability, if we look at an ordinary Royal Commission, off-the-shelf Royal Commission, doesn't necessarily have the ability to reach back on its own recommendations and to ensure that those recommendations are implemented appropriately and doesn't give any flexibility or room for manoeuvre when it comes to actually fixing the issue. We need to fix this. Make no mistake, we need to fix this for our veteran community and our serving personnel. As you say, we've had a number of inquiries that probably sit on the shelf. Hopefully this one, in fact, I'm going to be, along with a lot of my colleagues, are going to be making sure that this is the one that fixes it.
Yeah, I've got a good feeling about this. Call me naive, but let's hope it is the inquiry. Not to end all inquiries, because we know it does need to be ongoing. How important is that ongoing element, do you think?
And I made this point, Laura, very clearly and very succinctly when I spoke on the bill. With an ordinary Royal Commission, I said that the terms of reference could take anything, 6 months perhaps. With a 2-year inquiry, that means that for that 2.5 years, what is being done for our veterans, what is being done to prevent those numbers of deaths by suicide. I wanted something for our veterans community tomorrow, next weekend. Over Anzac Day, we know, is a particularly precarious time. I wanted something to protect our veterans now and in the future. And as I said, those reach-back measures from a Royal Commission need to be implemented so that we can actually have some control on the fix, on the outcome. It needs to be an outcome-driven inquiry.
I think it's really hard for people to understand what Afghanistan was like. Is there something in the nature of that war that soldiers have brought that burden home with? Is there something about Afghanistan that's caused these suicides?
I've thought about this long and hard as well, and I don't think it's necessarily one theatre or another. What I do say is, what we saw during particularly Iraq, Afghanistan, prolonged periods and repeat deployments, numerous deployments which have a cumulative effect on those warfighters. When we look at the way we engage, areas of operations throughout the world, be it East Timor, peacekeeping operations, or in fact, as you mentioned, Afghanistan and Iraq, we do so at a tempo which we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Offshore, so we don't necessarily have the supports that we normally have. So these combined, and again, these are some of our finest young men and women that we're talking about here. They're wrapped up in a very serious game. It is unlike any other. We are training those young people to engage the enemy and to take on human life if necessary. But that doesn't come anywhere else. It's unique to the military. So, I've spent a lot of my career training young people to do that job. But I think we need to untrain them, if that's a word. I think we need to put a fix around preparing them for, exiting defence, and I think that's just as important as training them.
Well said, Gavin. And look, it's still going to be a long road ahead. No one's pretending there's an easy fix, but we had one big important step yesterday, and you had a lot to do with that. So thanks so much.
Yeah, and thanks for all the veteran community out there. They really got, particularly my mate up there in Herbert, Bill Thompson. The veteran community got right behind us, and we're so grateful for that support. And we look forward to your ongoing support as well as we try and fix this.
Absolutely. I'll be speaking to your brother in arms, Phil Thompson, in just over half an hour as well. Thanks, Gavin.
Thanks, Laura. Good on you.
And if you or someone you know in the defence community needs support, please reach out to Open Arms, the Defence Family Helpline or Lifeline.